I've just set up the studio for the last ever live stream from White Noise Music for Lower Early Baptist Church, which we've been doing for the last 15 months now. Feels like the end of an era, but I thought you might like to see something behind the scenes, see what happens. So I've done a time-lapse video of me setting all the kit up in the studio room, but there's lots of other stuff that happens as well in the control room next door, so I thought I'd show you some of that and some of how the technology works. So if you're interested in technological, geeky things, then maybe you'll find this interesting. This is our sort of stage area set up. This is the view that we get to see most of the time, which is just looking at a camera at the other end of the studio. We've got this monitor here. I've not switched the computer on in the control room yet, but that will have our lyrics display so we can see what lyrics we're broadcasting to the world and make sure that we're showing the right lyrics for the bit of song we're singing. Becky's mic is over there and her iPad will go there in a minute so she can control the lyrics. And then down on the floor we've got some monitor speakers so we can hear what we're doing really well. My vocal microphone is up here, but I also have a separate microphone for my guitar down here. But the guitar's also got a pickup in it, which goes through this pedal board, which gives us a direct feed from the guitar, but also gives me the use of this really useful harmonizer pedal. So my guitar and my vocal mic go through that, and when I switch it on, it adds harmonies to my voice based on the chords I'm playing on the guitar, which I think is really clever and really useful when you're quite a small group. There's only 2 of us here doing this live stream, for filling out the sound. This is just a muter and tuning pedal, and this is the DI box, which converts my guitar signal into a way it can be used in the sound mixing desk. And all the rest of that happens next door. We've got some lights as well, these nice coloured LEDs which put a bit of colour on the wall to make it look a bit bright behind us. We've also got the white LED filming lights there which illuminate us and hopefully make us look reasonable. That's the studio. Let's have a look at the control room. Here's the control room. So most of this is based around this computer here, but we also have the mixing desk for the audio. I've not fired up the computer yet this morning, so I'll do that in a minute. The good thing about this desk, as all digital desks, is that I've got some scenes saved on it. So every week when I come back in here to do a live stream, I just press the scenes button and I find LEBC stream and I hit recall, and everything goes to the right mix settings for our live stream, which I spent several weeks getting right at the beginning, but it's been pretty good and consistent since then, and that makes my life as a sound engineer much easier, being able to recall those settings, not just for the sound going out for broadcast, but also for the sound that we hear on the monitor speakers in here, so that we know we can hear everything that we need to hear. Well, the computer's restarted and logged in. Next thing I do, check all 3 monitors are connected. There's one in there to check as well, because that's really important. And then after that I want to check that the camera is connected and working fine, so I need to fire up OBS for that, which is the streaming software I use, and hopefully when I do that I can see up here the image from the camera next door, and you can see there's a little box at the bottom open at the moment. That's because I haven't fired up the projection software yet, but that will be replaced with the words from our songs overlaid later on. The next thing to do is to check what's actually going to be in the gathering this morning. There'll be some content I need to load in OBS for playback. I need to prep up the song lyrics. So I need to go to find the running order, which hopefully will be in one of my more recent Google Drive documents. 210704, that's today. So here's this morning's order. We've got a few different things in the gathering today. We've got some playback from Alison Ronalds. They've made a video. We've got our songs, so I'll need to get the words ready for those. We've got Keith coming in via Skype, so I need to get Skype ready and make sure that's working. And then we've got a playback of a communion video that Pauline's made. Thanks for that, Pauline. Then we've got another song to finish off, and then we end. So a couple of bits of playback to get ready, but song lyrics, that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to use Presenter. So let's get that app up and running. It used to be called Worship Extreme, but now it's been renamed Presenter. And as soon as that comes up, we should see that little box disappear. Oh no, we won't, because, oh yeah, it's gone black now. But if I load up a pre-recorded song, pre-prepared song, it's gone now because they've got a green background. I've got the chroma key overlay, and then you can see as I click through the words here, it changes what we can see up there. And Becky can remote control that from the iPad next door, which is brilliant. But I need to get today's song schedule ready, so I need to look at the songs and get those prepared. I don't think there's any new songs today, which is good because everything should be ready in our database, formatted correctly. You've got to keep it just 3 lines on each slide so it fits in the little box at the bottom, which does mean we have to change slides quite frequently, but I think that's the way it looks best on the live stream. So I'll get today's songs ready now. I've got today's 3 songs ready in Presenter, and I've made them all have the green background, which is really important, so we can do the chroma key overlay. And I just need to check that they're coming up on the monitor next door. Yeah, there they are, so we can keep a track of what we're broadcasting and make sure that all lines up. That's good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of that onto a different desktop because I don't need to see it in here. Becky will be controlling that from next door. Now I need to prepare the content in OBS, the playback content in particular. So we've got a running order here of scenes in the bottom left. This is from last week left over. But start card, that needs updating with today's image. So I delete the old one and find my new one, which I've just downloaded over here. That's the one. So just drag and drop that in there. It's nice and easy. Hopefully it comes up the right size and aspect ratio already. Okay, so opening titles is next. That's the same as we've always used. Playback welcome. Well, I think that's Alice and Ronald today, isn't it? Yes, here they are. Here's their content, which I helped them make in advance. So I'll click and drag that in there. And just do a quick test to make sure that plays back all right. Yeah, the aspect ratio is looking good. Oh, but we can't hear it. Yeah, you need to change the sound settings in here for everything you load in. Advanced audio properties. Currently, monitoring is off, so that's why we can't hear it. So I need to change it to monitor and output and close. And then we can hear it in here, although I haven't yet baffled the feed from the computer. So I need to do that with this button.
I thought it was my turn to do the bongs, Ronald.
And then we can hear Alice and Ronald.
The LEBC.
Always something with those guys. So we'll hear more of that later. But let's carry on down. After that, we're going to go to the studio with no lyric overlay. And then after that, with the lyric overlay. And then playback story. We don't have playback story today. We're doing that live, so I don't need to worry about that. And then Keith live via Skype feed. Well, I need to fire up Skype and connect it with Keith, but not till later on. And then playback response. Now, our response today, that's one from a couple of weeks ago, which I can remove now, is our communion video. So Pauline has made that. I need to drag and drop that in, and then it hasn't loaded because it's a .mov file. I'll need to import it. So media source, there we go. And now I can navigate to it using the browse function. So if you've not used your OBS before and you're looking to, maybe this is helpful to you. There's loads more you can do with it that I don't know how to do. Of course, I'm really only using it on the most basic sort of level. Here's the communion video. So that now has loaded in. And again, need to do the same thing with that as I did with Alice and Ronald. Transition to it, check it appears all right, but also change the audio setting, monitor and output.
And Jesus' incredible sacrifice,
and that's fine, that's coming up
the
well.
curse of the law,
and then we don't have a play out today, and after that we will transition to our good old end card, which we've been using since the start of this year. We've had a few different ones of these. This invites everyone to join us for coffee and chat on Zoom after the end of our morning gathering. Well, I think that's all the software side of things set up and ready to go, except for Skype, but Keith won't be around for a little bit for a few minutes yet. So I'm going to do some music practice and make sure I can remember how all the songs go before then. Of course, one other thing I need to do before I do my music practice is actually set up YouTube and get that ready to go. So this is already signed in to the appropriate account. Up here I've got a go live button, which allows me to start a live stream. Not all YouTube accounts have those. There's a process to go through to get that, which I can't really remember, to do with authorizing it and stuff. I'm going to schedule a stream, or am I going to schedule a stream? I'm never quite sure. Reuse last week's settings, but change the thumbnail. Watch out for this, because it looks pretty similar to last week's thumbnail, and that is last week's folder. So let's make sure we get this week's thumbnail. There we go. And has it changed? If I look down here at the picture, yeah, that says Daniel 2, so that has changed. Sometimes that doesn't always update there straight away. Make sure I set the start time to 10 o'clock so everyone knows when to expect it. And, this is important, I sometimes forget this, change the title up here. So it's Livestream 55, and it is the 4th of July. It's hard to type with one hand whilst holding a phone, but I've managed it, yes. Everything else looked like it's set correctly, so just hit create down here, and it's loading up now, and here's my control panel in YouTube. So later on, when we're ready to start the gathering, I'll go to OBS and I will start streaming, and I've previously made all the settings right so it knows where to send the data when I start doing that. And then YouTube here will receive that data, and I'll get some indications up here that it's all coming through fine. And then when that's all ready to go, I'll press go live up here, and that will start our live stream later on. So I think that's all set up and ready to go. I'm going to do some sharing on the social media to promote our live stream this morning, and then I'm going to do my music practice. When troubles are hard and the days are long, and your children cry out to you in misery, but we trust that even though we walk the darkest path, your light will overcome the dark at last. Well, Becky's joined me out in the studio now so we can do the music practice, and she's just setting up the iPad so she can control the words on the screen, connecting to the computer remotely. Looking forward to doing the last one, Becky?
Yeah.
Last one from White Noise Music. Obviously we'll still be doing more live streams, but from our church building in the very near future, we hope. One last piece of kit to show you here is the iPad, which I use to control remotely the sound mixer. I really don't use this very much during the actual live stream. It's really useful in advance for getting your monitor mixes set up and everything while you're in the same room and can hear what's happening. But once that's done, it doesn't really need touching. The only thing I do use it for during the live stream is I've got some soft keys set up with mutes on them to mute different things. And soft key 3 is my reverb mute, which is that's the only one I really touch during the stream. Because I want a bit of reverb on when we're singing and playing, but when we're speaking it's better to have the voices dry so it's really easy to understand what we're saying. So I toggle the reverb on and off depending on whether we're singing or talking, but other than that I don't tend to touch the sound mix very much mid-stream.
The LEBC News headlines from LEBC, presented by your presenters, Alice and Ronald.
Bye!
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lower Early Baptist Church live from the studio.
You are the everlasting God, the everlasting God.
morning. It's lovely to see you this morning. I hope you're enjoying our worship and you've really enjoyed the story. So it's now over to Pauline, who's going to take us through communion this morning.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the part of our service where we reflect on our need for salvation.
That's all we have for today. So I'm here to say goodbye. It's been a real privilege to host the live stream from here for the last however many months. We hope to see you back next week from the church. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.
And that's it. That's the end of the live streams from White Noise Music. Hopefully from next week, we'll be streaming live from our church building, which is really exciting. I hope you found some of this interesting. If you're interested in technical things, feel free to ask any questions about the way I've been doing this, and I'd be happy to answer. Equally, I know there's loads of people who know far more about this than I do. So if you've got any suggestions of how I could do it better, I'd be keen to hear those as well. Thanks for watching this video. Well done for making it to the end. And see you soon. Bye.